Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about a character that is so hot that you can't even burn her. Of course we're talking about Victoria Murdoch, otherwise known as the Asbestos Lady. Now Victoria Murdoch was the sister of Killer Murdoch, pretty much a racketeer, and used her brother's connections to begin a career as a criminal scientist. She provided herself and her accomplices with asbestos-lined clothing to protect them from any kind of fire, but then goes around setting fires to hold back the police while they robbed banks. Now, wanting to exploit her asbestos gimmick even further, the Asbestos Lady hooked up Fred and Nora Raymond, a pair of leading asbestos scientists. She was intending to force them to assist her. Now, the android hero of the 40s, and this being the Human Torch, came to the couple's rescue and rounded up the Asbestos Lady's gang while she escaped. Now, the Asbestos Lady especially hates the Human Torch. With every intention of doing battle with the Torch, she designed for herself a costume made from asbestos itself, which essentially made her immune to any kind of fire while she is wearing it. Now with that, she's determined to make the Raymonds pay. The Asbestos Lady spied on them, and when the couple left town on a train, she placed a tree trunk ahead on the tracks, derailing the train and killing them both. However, the Raymond's son, Thomas, survived, and joined the circus where he became Toro, the fire-eating boy. Hearing of this act on the news, the Asbestos Lady decided to kidnap him. Expecting the Human Torch to appear again, she and her gang drove a truck full of water towards the circus and pretended to spin out of control when they saw the Human Torch. Now when the hero comes to assist them, they hose him with water and throw him in a tank. However, the torch generated so much heat within the tank that the steam burst the truck open. Subsequently, he melts the Asbestos Lady's feet directly to the asphalt road to keep her from escaping. Now, after she's repelled by the torch, the Asbestos Lady gets it in her head that she's going to bump off the Raymond family as well as the Human Torch. Now, sometime later in 1947, the Asbestos Lady's twin brother, Killer Murdoch, was brought to justice by the Human Torch and Toro, now a crime-fighting duo. Murdoch was executed for his crimes, however. Now, Asbestos Lady becomes determined to wipe these two heroes out. In her first attempt, she gathered her brother's old gang and tried to eliminate the heroes, but this plan does fail, although the Asbestos Lady managed to escape. She later lured the vacationing heroes into a trap where she tried to drown them in a river with an asbestos-lined net. Thinking her foes dead, Asbestos Lady and her gang started a crime spree until she was finally apprehended by the Torch and Toro for attempting to rob the gold stored at Fort Wright. Asbestos Lady was apprehended and locked away in prison, however, vowing to get revenge against the Torch and Toro. Now, she later escapes from jail and is used as a pawn of the organizers, which is basically an agency that is funded all by supervillains in order to keep them distracted. Unfortunately, because of her use of asbestos, Victoria Murdoch died of idiopathic mesothelioma at the age of 45. As far as powers and abilities go, she's fairly intelligent. However, using at the time asbestos was not a very good idea, and unfortunately back in those days they didn't have any idea it was quite that bad. Now, her equipment is fireproof costumes. Basically, she would wear a fireproof costume constructed all of asbestos. As far as weapons go, because this character has no powers and abilities, she is ultimately needing to have equipment and weapons. Because of her fireproof costume, she is completely fireproof. No mention of any part of her skin showing. She also has weapons in handguns and flamethrowers. The Asbestos Lady carries a pair of handguns loaded with, get this, asbestos bullets, which are then capable of penetrating the defensive flame shields used by the Human Torch and Toro. Now, Asbestos Lady's first issue that she's shown in is the Human Torch number 27. However, her original story was depicted in Captain America Comics number 63, published a month later. Now, it is suggested in Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 9 that the Asbestos Lady was actually created and funded by the, get this, American government. Anyway, folks, this is what we know of the Asbestos Lady. This character right here is a pure example of doing something bad and then it really paying you back in spades. Unfortunately, she contracted a deadly type of cancer in her search for revenge. Anyway, you folks have a good night, good morning, great evening, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know how we did on this video, as well as writing down below what character maybe you would like to see on this channel, and we'll see if we can make it happen. As always, Excelsior.